So then, quite simply, the law of non-contradiction states that contradictory statements or propositions cannot both be true, or in other words, a statement cannot be both true and false. So if we have X, X cannot be X and not X. Right, we cannot both affirm and deny the same proposition. If we were to do so, then we would be violating the law of non-contradiction.
I have one on the screen from Alton Johnson. This is to you, Alazar. Was Chief of Chiefs Naphtali of the original One West wrong when he said the chart was a way of lore used by Hebrew Israelites?
Alton Johnson, of course he was wrong. All you have to do is just scrutinize the clip that you watched, right? Number one, he said that Abba Bivens or Elder Bivens came up with the chart. Anybody who knows the history of One West knows Elder Bivens never proclaimed a chart. The chart comes from REI after the death of Abba Bivens. That's number one, right? Number two, the man in said video is trying to criticize the 12 tribes chart while claiming that he knows that he has descent from the tribe of Naphtali. Right. So that should take away credence from his argumentation. Then the man calls himself Chief of Chiefs. So there's clearly a motivation of him to establish himself in preeminence, which is why he's attempting to put mud on the legacy of One West. And he does it in a way that is verifiably untrue because, again, Bivens never came with the chart. The chart did not come out until after Bivens died. So that was an outright lie. And coincidentally enough, the man died shortly after making that comment.
Abba Bivens get up with that impressive voice and that stately manner and that white beard.
And he also used to wear a turban.
And he wore a white turban. And one time we were over there and they had the charts up. And they had the charts that said if you're Jamaican, you come from this tribe, and if you're from Barbados, it's that tribe, and boom, 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 boom. And read the book, said, hey, come on, Pop. What is, you know that ain't right. He said, of course, Danny, I know that's not right. He said, but that's the hook. That's how we get them into place, and we wire them up to what's true. Well, you know, years later, after he passed away and his sons and all of them, they either died or moved away, the Tanakh school began to teach those things as truth. This is the...
When he said that, Chief of Chiefs, when he said that Bivens would say, I can prove it in that book in your hand, referring to the Bible. So he may have just used it without necessarily endorsing it. Now, as we watch this next clip, remember that phrase that was attributed to Bivens, that's the hook. And again, this is another video from Uziel Lewy. Go ahead.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So dealing with Commander Keepers up to Rabbi Bivens and anybody before, after them, what role did the New Testament play in anybody's understanding of being Hebrew?
No. Now, I'm going to answer a question another way. I wanted to finish with Rabbi Bivens too. Rabbi Bivens was my father's contemporary. Whether he was actually ordained, that part I don't know. And there's nobody left to tell me. Okay? But he was trained somewhat with them.
And he was called Rabbi.
Yes, he was. I remember that. Through my family, referred to him as Rabbi. Absolutely.
Yeah, so the question is, what role did the New Testament play, if any, with congregations back then?
Okay. Let me see. Okay, you're talking about the Messianic thing.
And the New Testament in general.
No, the New Testament, we did not study from the New Testament. Some people think that. No. Here's what happened. When Commandment Keepers was first formulated, it was called Commandment Keepers, Ethiopian Hebrew Congregation, Pillar and Ground of Truth, Faith of Jesus Christ. If that's what you people are referring to, people know about that. We don't lie. We don't have to. What that was about is, that was the hook, to bring the people in and teach them the truth. So for some people needed that hook. So if you see that written, and then eventually they did away with that faith of Jesus Christ altogether. Never taught New Testament, never taught. They might have studied New Testament because any intelligent, educated person, you got to know about what's out there. Right. So they, as rabbis, probably studied it. Right, you have to be able to counter it. But for them teaching us, the elect, they never taught that. I have no, you see how I am? I am a perfect example of what was taught. And I'm the younger. That's right, and I'm the youngest. So you know how much stuff they knew, the ones that's older than me in my family. So no, that was never an issue. That was completely rejected. But like I said, they themselves, I don't know all the rabbinical studies. Had my father been here and I asked him, he'd say, yeah, dot, dot, dot. He would explain. Because they study stuff like all spiritual people, leaders do. They study stuff that's not for us. So, but he would have told me the truth if I asked him. But it was never an issue. So if it was taught, it was only taught among them. I shouldn't even say taught, studied. It might have been studied among them, but never in the congregation. We never used